We are facing Inter Milan in the Champions League semi-finals. The last time we reached the semi-finals of the Champions League, it was in 1819 against Liverpool, where I believe we should have won and beat them in the second leg, but it was down to players and defenders. Certain man was crying at half time. The other guy couldn't hasn't scored in a Champions League away match in 5 years. The other guy, the attack just suddenly didn't know how to finish their chances. But now here we are with a obviously a great attack, great midfield, great defense, goalkeeper who's quite good as well as of this time, facing a strong Inter side who are strong at everything, who's good at everything, who can do everything, who can hit you on the counter, who can comfortably dominate you in possession, off the ball, winning the ball, where they overload in every area. So if they lose it on this side, they've got enough players there, two, three players. If they lose it on the other side, two, three players is there. And it's going to be interesting. The question is Barcelona the favourites? I would say slightly we're the favourites. I'd give it 55 to 45 to Barcelona. So 45 to Inter, 55 to Barcelona. And I'm confident. Seriously, honestly speaking, am I nervous? No, I don't think so. Right now, I'm not nervous. Maybe when, obviously, when the first minute hits the clock, second, third, then obviously I would slowly become a bit more nervous. Probably even 100% nervous, really and truly, because this Inter side is a strong side. Like, I would say this is our strongest opponent so far in the Champions League that we have faced. We faced Dortmund, Benfica, Atalanta, obviously Bayern Munich, but this Inter side is they're really strong, and I am kind of worried. But obviously at the same time, Inter Milan do have one of the best defenses in the world. Funnily enough, we have conceded the same amount of goals in the league as Inter Milan. So if we consider Inter Milan one of the best defenses in the world, then we consider Barcelona one as well. You have to be consistent with it, guys. So Barcelona do have one of the strongest defenses in the world. Obviously, especially with the high line. The high line, though, I don't think I think majority of the teams or defenses, to be specific, I don't think they can play a high line. I don't think a high line that's so risky is like borderline dangerous, and any ball over the top is almost certainly a goal, because obviously the players, they have to recover all the time. You'd have Kobasi running back, Inigo Martinez, Kunde, Alejandro Balde if he does play. Obviously it's difficult, but that's what we have to catch Inter Milan, right? We have to catch them on the offside positions. We've got Thuram. He might be out because he's still injured, so I'm still waiting for the news on him. So if he's out, then it's going to be crucial for us. But obviously Lautaro Martinez, who stepped up as well suddenly, but we can still ask the question: is the lights too bright for him? Because we've seen him in under these moments where he just shies away from, and he just isn't himself. Obviously Bayern Munich, they didn't obviously have the players. Musiala was injured, Upamecano was injured, Alphonso Davies was injured. So even then, Inter barely made it out and barely made it to the semi-finals, right? But obviously you're facing a Barcelona where they're strong in all sorts of areas. You can say if Balde does start the semi-finals, you've got someone who drives the ball forward, who's not afraid to drive in the midfield, take on two, three players, who's not afraid to confuse the midfield and defense. And then where you got obviously Lamine Yamal, a superstar, a generational player, a 1v1 specialist, who's familiar facing Di Marco, because they faced each other in the Euros, Italy against Spain, and Spain beat them 1-0. So Yamal knows how to play against Di Marco, which is an advantage, and I do think he got the best out of him in Italy. Obviously Pedri as well, he played against Italy against Barella, so Barella as well he's familiar with. Dani Olmo, if he does stay fit. And then you've got left wing, we've got Rafinha, who's going to cause corruption, who's going to cause confusion, who doesn't mind drifting inside. But obviously you've got the defense of Inter Milan, who's so solid and they're hard to break down. They don't mind. They can sit back the whole game and hit you on the counter. They're comfortable defending. We saw them against Arsenal defending most of their set pieces. Obviously we're not set piece specialists like that, but Inter are dangerous on the set pieces. We saw Pavard scoring a header against Bayern Munich, right? That's where we need to be on point. We need to be thinking straight, always be on point. Obviously, I do believe in my attack. I do believe Pedri will turn up. Inigo Martinez, Kubarsi. I think we're strong enough to beat Inter Milan. It could go either way. I wouldn't be mad. If Inter Milan beats us, I'll give them credit. Okay, they're a strong side. But yeah, we're looking at obviously the opponents we both faced. They faced Feyenoord. Not really a strong side. They beat them. Obviously, we faced Dortmund. Dortmund was kind of tough as well. Benfica, I'd say our route was. They faced Bayern Munich. I'll give them credit, but obviously Bayern Munich with three key injuries out. So I do think that obviously we both faced difficult opponents. We faced Bayern Munich as well. When we faced Atalanta, somebody who's a manager who's a tactician, right? We drew 2-2, which is a problem. So I feel like against tacticians, against teams who are against managers who are so tactically good in all areas, it's going to be difficult for us. But I do fancy our chances. I think Barcelona will beat Inter Milan, right? I'm not going to give my score predictions now, but I will do it in the upcoming video closer to the match, closer to the semi-finals, where I'll give my predictions and a preview of Barcelona against Inter Milan. Obviously, on the other side, we've got Arsenal versus PSG. PSG beaten Aston Villa. Arsenal convincingly beaten Real Madrid, which will be amazing for them. But I think they're actually, I don't want to spoil it. I'll say another time. But this Inter Milan Barcelona is going to is a beautiful game. It's going to be crazy. Attack versus defense, really both sides. Attack versus defense. Attack versus defense. PSG, one of the best attacks in the world, alongside Barcelona, where Inter Milan one of the best defenses in the world, and so is Arsenal. You can say they're strong. Obviously, their key element of their system is being a strong defense when I'm talking about Inter and Arsenal. But yeah, it's going to be a good game, guys. And also, I'm going to make the video shorter because I feel like 14-15 minutes is too long. I'm not really known anyways, to be honest. Nobody really knows me like that to be wanting to be listening to me for 15-16 minutes. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching the video, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Guys, I'm always going to be here. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Turn on your notifications. Subscribe, guys. Leave your comments. Who's going to win, Barca or Inter? Until next time. See you, people.